separate ideas. 5ManMidas with the more tower push, with the more like saving your own towers with the help of the Treant Protector. While, as you mentioned, for Radiant, they want to kill heroes. They want to kill heroes and kill heroes. Tower push, not the strongest on strong suit for them.
Yep, it's really all up to if they can frontline with Tingle King. If he gets behind in this game and has to, say, go for a Blink Dagger build instead of an Aura build, then the team fights become much more defensive and it's going to be very hard for them to take any terrain on this map. Whereas 5ManMidas, they clear waves so well in this game, and they, especially with the Treant, they don't even have to show for it. And later on, we're going to get the TA traps as well from Lies. So, yeah, 5RATFORCESTAFF need to have a good game on Tingle King, and he needs to get on moving and take some towers down, because otherwise they're going to be lacking space.
Yeah, so you mentioned like they need to have a good game on this Tidehunter. He is only starting out with 2 base armor, so if that TA gets like a meld hit into another meld hit off, that is a lot of minus armor onto him, and he needs to be careful of exactly that play. And that is why I believe that there's this ward here already in the lane for Radiant. That's just gonna have a 2-for-2 bounty rune split. It looks like Ekin is gonna try to steal it away here, not gonna be able to do so. And it will be a 2-for-2.
Simple enough. And surprising to me is that neither of these teams actually went over to the other side to try and get the small camps on the mid lane blocked. Especially for the Storm Spirit, you'd really want to take away that extra source of income.
Yeah. Now, Death Prophet versus Storm Spirit, it's a pretty old matchup, I would say. Like, that's one of the oldest one in Dota2 history. How has that evolved throughout like the years? How even is it now, would you say?
How even is it now? Well, Death Prophet used to be a little bit more of a lane dominator than she is currently. I do still think that in regards to trading, it is definitely better for her. So Nico might want to be careful, especially when she starts putting levels into the Spirit Siphon. But in terms of farm, the Storm Spirit is eventually going to outrun her because, of course, he clears the jungle better than she does.
Yeah. Absolutely. Meanwhile, on the side lanes, where we're gonna most likely gonna see most of the action. This bottom lane you mentioned, the Rubik Mars, they have kill potential if they get the right setup with the lift into a spear. And once they hit level 2, which they just now did, and Radiant has to be very careful there. Ekin already a little bit low.
Yep. And this Medusa lane has a lot of trouble shoving this wave out before she hits level 3. You need the level 2 on the Mystic Snake, and Rubik Mars just pushes the lane very naturally. One bonk, one Fade Bolt, and that wave's under her tower again.
Oh, and they get the lift here onto the Weaver. The spear misses though from Little Boy. And that means that's not going to be a kill onto Weaver. They're now turning this around, and Volo is going to die of first blood to Italiano Gangstar. That's... if that spear connects, that's a first blood for 5ManMidas.
Most likely, yes, but instead, nice little money into the pockets of the Radiant. Let's start.
Especially that money going to the Medusa is fantastic for her. As up top, Tingle King is having a pretty good time, but so is Lies. And the supports are just duking it out over some creep waves, B-God. It's like, I feel like both of these supports can deal a lot of damage. The Skywrath Mage via its spells, and the Treant Protector just by hitting very hard, plus his spells. And there's gonna be a leech sit now onto B-God, but no follow-up there.
Yep. And the trees are starting to grow back, something which Ray desperately needs right now.
Yeah, and they can grow back all they want. It was not enough for him to survive then. That's gonna be a second kill for 5RATFORCESTAFF in this laning stage. Just like those small little oversteps there from the supports leading to some kills. And you mentioned for 5RATFORCESTAFF, this Tingle King needs to have a good start, and that is certainly what he's up to. Has now his Ring of Health, so he is mighty fine.
Yep. I'm going to go into a Soul Ring later, so that Ring of Protection coming in is going to provide some much needed extra armor versus Lies. Very nice for the trading. After that, Phase Boots as well, just to stack more armor on. Wouldn't be surprised to see him put the money towards the Chainmail first, if he really wants to.
So overall, like we see here the safe lane TA. Usually we see as the TA in the mid lane. How different is it that it's going to be in the safe lane? And we have seen now a few times, especially from SA, but here in North America, what can we expect out of Lies?
Honestly, the safe lane tier not that much different from, let's say, a Luna or something like that, because you're going to want to transition to the jungle pretty early. If anything, though, the support will try to leave it alone more because she is even more reliant on her levels in order to actually get her farming speed up. And right now, she is being given that space by Ray, who's also kindly stacking some jungle camps for her. Already one camp at the ready.
Mm-hmm. And so far, just a relatively passive laning phase, apart from the 2 kills that we have seen. Everybody is having a pretty good time. Lies it's a little bit far forward here. The refraction is gonna run out now, but Treant has arrived and it's no longer possible to go onto that TA. But going on to the Treant Protector, that is a different question here. Ray taking so much damage, and that is another kill for the Radiant.
Really underestimating how tanky he is after the Gush takes all of his armor away. We were talking about the Tidehunter not having a lot of armor, but the Treant Protector has even less.
Yeah, and then you add the magical damage from that Skywrath Mage plus his right click. Like 66 damage is a good right click with the minus armor. As now in the mid lane, they're gonna get the deny there onto the ward. Ray made actually that trip into the mid lane to refill the bottle of RRL. As Nico is ahead in terms of levels by a little bit, but the creep wave is gonna make sure that RRL also is gonna get their ultimate.
And really the only way that this dynamic is now changed is that this Death Prophet is going to look for the Storm Spirit to be on the other side of the map somewhere, and she is going to push A tower.
The TA up top. Lies is gonna get the living armor. Will survive for a little while longer. Okay. And yeah, we actually see from Dire like a lot of stacking going on. The ancient camp has been stacked. Uh-oh. Ray got caught, but RL looking to turn this around with the Exorcism. Runs at Nico here. Nico nearly out of mana. Just sidestepping here with the vision around the Roshan pit. Nico wanting to survive. RL loses his courier, but will find the kill onto the Storm Spirit and Ekin. You cannot fight this Death Prophet. She is level 6 and is just with the Exorcism far too strong right now. A kill for the Death Prophet against the Storm Spirit.
Kind of remarkable, but he sort of did that to himself by engaging up into the high ground into that Treant Protector. Spent most of his mana, and now, yeah, I guess she doesn't even have to use that Exorcism against the tower anymore. She already got a kill on the enemy midlaner. That's fantastic. And now this Medusa is so low.
Yeah, they're running at the Medusa here. They're gonna get the Spirit Siphon. Is there gonna be enough damage to finish off the Medusa? She's out of mana, and one more nuke is more than enough to finish her off. So not only does RL get the kill onto the mid laner, he gets also a kill onto the safe laner. Oh. Up top, they're trying to turn this around onto the TA, but she's just a little bit too tanky and is gonna be safe under her tower. And now they're also looking to go onto the Weaver. They get the spear, the lift up, and they got that kill as well. 5ManMidas, they were not able to find any kills early on, but now they turned up the heat. RL says, I don't like it that it says 0 for kill score, and gets 2 for himself.
That was one of the most efficient rotations I've ever seen. I can't imagine the Medusa saw that
bottom. The spear misses once again with the arena, and due to that, the Medusa will survive. Little boy. That was just the second time now that he misses on his spear, which you cannot have that happen. Storm Spirit now has arrived. They're looking to turn this around onto Mars. Mars already at half health, and with the Electric Vortex, it's an easy kill there for Nico.
Nicely done. And a little bit of a turnaround for this poor Medusa here, who'd really rather want to farm as many lane creeps as possible before she has to go and take stacks.
Yes, now laning stage is slowly dissolving. We see TA is already in the jungle. Medusa making her way there as well. And the support's getting some nicely lane experience. In the mid lane, RL has Exorcism up again. Do you think we're going to see another move towards the tower before the 10-minute mark, or is it just going to be visit siege creep at 10 minutes?
I think he'd like to use the siege creep at 10 minutes. He also has a lot of gold left, or actually not a lot of gold left to go, excuse me, towards his boots of travel. So he'd really finish those first, and then he can pick whatever tower he wants.
We do also have now Tidehunter with his Ravage up, Tingle King pushing in top, and yeah, he's gonna go for that first item Agnum Scepter after the face boots.
And this is where we're going to see if Ray has enough levels in the living army. He's got 3. That's actually a lot these days. You see more levels in Nature's Grasp normally in order to hold this tower solo versus Tingle King.
But it is really like this is going to be a very, very slow taking off this tower. Another living armor, like it's at 50%. It was at 50% for about 20 seconds. And in the same time, in the mid lane, they find the kill onto the Death Prophet. That is B-God. That is the Skywrath Mage in action right there. Had his ultimate and did use it onto the Death Prophet.
One of the snowball effects from that top lane going really well for them. Level 6 onto the Skywrath at the ready. And now this Mars is pushing bot as well. And he's actually making more progress than this poor Tidehunter is, who backed off for now.
Yeah. And now at the 10-minute mark, we have the siege creeps here. And Dire, they're not really in position to push with that siege creep in the mid lane where RRL is right now. Who actually changed up their mind. They went for the power treads instead of the boots of travels.
Power treads, hood, moving towards the Eternal Shadow. So this is a very fast build as opposed to the
farmier one. That's going to be a smoke from Nico and B-God going for Lysia. Another ultimate from B-God. Killing spree for the Skywrath Mage. Nico, he still has a lot of mana left. He just zips on out, and B-God also just TPs on out. Right now it feels like 5RATFORCESTAFF are just dragging 5ManMidas across the map to play where they want to play.
This Storm so far has chosen his targets really well. In and out, cleanly. And finally that Tidehunter takes down the top tower as well.
Bottom tower is going to be assaulted, however, by Little Boy and RL, so that's going to be a trade, but Italiano Gangstar together with Nico already in the mid lane looking to put some pressure onto this mid tower.
My question to you is, which one of these two is your favorite name? Italiano Gangstar or Tingle King?
Tingle King.
Tingle King.
That's not even like that's... Oh, they find the lift here onto the Weaver, the Stolen Shikuchi, the dust is going to be there. Ekken, can he TP out? Another Shikuchi? No. Yeah, just no.
Just no. Nicely attempted. And now here in this mid lane, this is where the ball needs to stop rolling. 5ManMidas needs to hold this middle tower.
That would be a huge kill. No living armor for half a minute. Can they make something happen with that? Tingle King is already looking for the tower, starts hitting it. He's very tanky, he has to Ravage. He knows they don't want to initiate onto him. But they are still gonna go for it. With the Exorcism, the arena gonna come out here and Tingle King is gonna go down. Nobody in position to save or help there on the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF. And that means now with the Exorcism and Lies here, who has a Blightstone, this tower is gonna be forfeit on the Radiant side.
Excellent strike. 5RATFORCESTAFF had only really seen these cores split apart, did not think that this time they would respond, but instead 5ManMidas are here in force. Yeah, this Skywrath doesn't have Mystic Flare. Storm was not in position. They did not want to take that fight.
Yeah, they lost the mid tower for it. That is a lot of map control, a lot easier access to the triangle. And
a loss of Roche control as well. And this is definitely a lineup that's going to want to take Roche between the TA and the Death Prophet. You can clear it, no problem.
And Bolo, he just keeps on stealing Shikuchi from the Weaver. It's a fantastic spell. Tingle King, he wants to visit his grave and say, hey, I'll fucking do it again. He's here.
He is here, ready to see if he can get 3 cores attention again. Still holding on to that Ravage.
Smoke here from 5RATFORCESTAFF, this time behind the Tidehunter, looking for another kill. going towards bottom. RRL and Lies are there. If they find the TA again, Lies is gonna get jumped upon. Electric Vortex with the ultimate from the Skywrath Mage. It is an easy kill there. B-God dominating 4-0 and 2. Don't give this man his Skywrath Mage.
You were warning me about this, but I was like, it's a Skywrath versus a lineup with quite a lot of jump. I'm sure he's gonna die at some point, right? Well, that's gonna take a while longer.
And it just seems so well coordinated right now by 5RATFORCESTAFF. They're like their gank squad of the Storm Spirit plus Skywrath Mage works out very, very well.
And this is one of those things, one of those benefits that you get from not just playing your signatures, but having everybody on heroes that they've played together before. You've already been here, you've seen this show, you know exactly how much range your partner has and how much vision you need in order to pull the combo off. And you get these things where, yeah, sure, it's very predictable what they're gonna play, but
it's got that je ne sais quoi. The Rubik here under the sentry, and he had Shukuchi, but at the end he had no life. Yeah. One thing though for 5RATFORCESTAFF, like they're finding these kills, but they are not able to translate that into towers. This Treant Protector, like mid tower, is back to full health.
It's incredible, especially because Tingle King has been there the entire time. He has not left that lane. Any other time where you're this tanky Titan Hunter, he's got 2k HP, he's got 13 armor at the ready. Like, you're going to be pushing that tower down if nobody's there to defend it, but no, he's been at it for hours now. Still nothing.
We're gonna have the gank squad coming out from 5ManMidas looking for the Medusa, but she's under her tier 1 tower. And they might still find her. The Blink Dagger. Oh, not gonna be able to find Italiano Gangstar. And this smoke will avail to nothing for the Dire. As at the same time, Bolo gonna get gone on bottom. Another kill for B-God. He's gotten so many kills.
He's doing this on purpose, isn't he?
Yeah, he's killing the heroes pretty much on purpose.
No, I mean taking them from his core. I'm sure Nico would have liked to have some kills.
Yeah, but Nico died. B-God didn't die, you know? Like, B-God is saying, look, don't die and I'll let you have kills. That's pretty much.
It's the law of the jungle.
Now, Tidehunter pushing into mid once again, has his Aghanim Scepter. Yeah, they find RRL, gonna jump straight for it. There's the Ravage gonna be used. Everything thrown at the Death Prophet, and it will be a first kill already here for 5RATFORCESTAFF. Ekin gets the time lapse off, and Tingle King with another gush. Everybody affected by that minus armor. They finally are able to take down that Weaver, and Lies has a lot of minus armor to throw at Tingle King. The spear back into the trees with the damage from Lies is enough to take the Tingle King down, but Nico jumps in, gets a kill onto Mars, gets a kill onto the Rubik, but now it's completely out of mana and he's out of health as well. In the end, a very even exchange, slightly in favor of 5ManMidas even, and they hold their tower.
I mean, that's a benefit for them, especially because the Treant is still alive, he can immediately heal it up. But as you might notice, the gold difference has still gone in favor of 5RATFORCESTAFF because the Medusa did not have to show up. And everybody from 5ManMidas needed to be involved to have the opportunity to kill, to turn that. That was honestly too close for comfort.
Yes, as we see here in the replay of that engagement here, they jump straight onto the Death Prophet and just burst her down. No chance for RRL to have any involvement in that fight. And yeah, as you mentioned, the Medusa was just farming that entire time. Ooh. And we saw the prowess of that Aghanim Scepter on the Tidehunter.
Especially with the low ranges on 5ManMidas, they all need to be within Aghanim's range. Aghanim's splash range.
Yeah. It's now, Dire. They know there is no Ravages. Okay, only up for down for 5 more seconds. And they're gonna go into the Roche pit. They're not even using Exorcism for this. This Radiant sniffed this out? I don't think so. You mentioned the Roshan access. They've lost their tier 1 tower mid. Suddenly it's a lot more darker around the area. And yeah, this is gonna be an Aegis for Lies.
Yep, and now that Skywrath Mage is not nearly half as scary as he was before.
And they were not able to get anything in exchange for that. Not a single tower, no tower damage. They have claimed some vision in the enemy triangle, but that's about it. Yes, now, they are looking for the Medusa here. Little Boy and RRL going in. Blink Dagger forward. Italiano Gangstar still there. And there's going to be the silence to come out. Doesn't have the mana shield, has a Manta style, but still is going to fall. The Stone Gaze. Oh, Italiano Gangstar, he walks away with additional movement speed. A little bit more of a nuke here. A few more right clicks. They get the kill onto the Medusa. Now looking for Tingle King as well. You cannot TP out of here. There is a Mars Sphere. And they also found Nico. Oh, this is a disaster for 5RATFORCESTAFF.
That's an absolute nightmare. They put so much effort into getting that Tidehunter to his Aghanim Scepter and then to that hopefully breakthrough fight on the mid lane, but they never got to touch the tower. And now we're getting in trouble where it is so easy for 5ManMidas to find access to the Radiant side of the map with all their towers still up, with all their creep waves still pushed out. This is exactly the scenario that I was afraid of, where 5RATFORCESTAFF just has to show all the time and these gank squads can come right on in.
And it's also where you mentioned during the draft, like 5RATFORCESTAFF, they got these 5 signature heroes of theirs, but that they are the 5 signature heroes also means that 5ManMidas, they can, like, they very much prepare the strategy for those signature heroes right now, it looks like. And that strategy is working. So it is now on 5RATFORCESTAFF to bring it back. Like, they're still in the net worth lead, but I feel like in terms of momentum, it looks very good for 5ManMidas.
It does. Right now, 5RATFORCESTAFF doesn't have a lot of plays to make. The choices are completely up to 5ManMidas. They can decide where they want to go next.
Yes, we have here the smoke. Once again, the gank squad in full effect. Bigot, Nico, and Ekin. Can they find another target? A quick, easy kill. We have a Rod of Ages finished on the Skywrath Mage. Looking to go bottom. Going on to Little Boy. Going straight in with the ultimate. And that is the first kill. Now Lies has been found as well. He is alone here. Uh-oh, he might have an Aegis. And the rest of the team is slowly approaching. Aegis down. Can they find a second time? Tingle King has
no silence.
Up. There's gonna be the Ravage to come out. He's gonna go straight on to Lies. And Lies gonna fall a second time. RRL still looking to fight back here. Nico jumps away. And RRL not able to find any kill. There's the Overgrowth. They're gonna go on to the Titan. But Titan is so tanky. And he just walks on away to Shukuchi through from Ekin. And they're all just getting out. That is exactly the fight that they're needed. 5ManMidas a little bit caught off guard there. A little bit split up.
Yep, surprising that they were, because that tower was pinged out before. They were looking to move to bot with everybody at the same time, but only 2 heroes made it at the start. And yeah, the fact that they find Little King with the Mystic Flare means that, you know, it doesn't matter if there's an Aegis because it's not a Nat guy. A Little Boy. Little King. Look at me.
He's a little boy and he's a little king. Yes, he might get found here again. Bigot and Ekin are here. Do these 2 supports have enough damage on him? Blink away. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
I think he probably survives that, especially because you can totally TP away from these 2.
Now, Medusa does have his Skadi finished and is #1 in everything. Like, Italiano Gangster, we've only seen him involved in when he got caught out and killed. We haven't really seen a 5-man team fight for 5RATFORCESTAFF. There's gonna be a jump forward. They're gonna go on to Little Boy once again. They found the Mars. There's gonna be the lift save here from Bolo. It's not going to be enough, however. And the jump away from Nico with TP. It's gonna be successful. They're looking for the Skywrath Mage, so that is a big kill to get. And yeah, once they got on top of him, he is not very tanky at all, but he just takes down the Rubik before.
Oof. At the very least, no longer 8-0, but he's 9-1 now.
Yeah, at least the money went to the TA. Like said, thank you for like giving me a little bit more money, Rubik, by giving it 1 more kill.
Yeah. It's like breaking a piggy bank, right?
Yeah.
He is nearly toe-to-toe with that Medusa, but yeah, this Medusa so far hadn't been leveraged yet. And 5ManMidas just missed an important window where that Medusa still was not going to get involved. Now Mantascadi, she might not deal damage yet, but it's also becoming increasingly hard to ignore in the fights once she does show up, because she is very tanky and she is going to be slowing you up.
And there is a full Solar Crest on the Weaver to assist that Medusa. Also going for a Lotus Orb. So just looking to amplify and stir up that Medusa.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Keep
under
her
attack.
safe, or keep anybody else safe from that Death Prophet silence.
Tower is under attack. Radiant
Yeah, and now
structures
Tingle King,
are fortified.
he's back at the mid tower. He wants this tower. Can we finally take down this tower? It's down to half health. And it doesn't look like Dire is going to defend it. This time they're gonna... Oh, actually there's gonna be a glyph. There's gonna be a TP coming in from the Treant. He is smoked up. Living armor there. Italiano Gangstar on the Medusa here as well. And the tower will survive a little while longer. Another living armor. A gush to come through. And Tingle King sees the sentry here. It's gonna be silenced up. A very tense moment here. Radiant has the high ground, but they don't want to push under the tower. They're gonna go blink in with Tingle King with the blink. They get the Rubik kill. It's going to buy back immediately. There's gonna be the arena and the overgrowth, keeping the Medusa in place, not being able to do anything right now. They get the kill onto the 2 cores already, and now it is Medusa against the world. Has she farmed enough to just take down everybody? Right now the answer is yes. Takes down the Death Prophet. At the same time, Mars and TA looking for the Weaver, and now the lift up onto the Medusa. Oh.
And 5ManMidas there, they had double BKBs at already, and Templar Assassin had her refraction up, so when they jump her, she lives long enough to get that BKB off, turn it around, and the only reason that heroes even go down there at all is, well, the Skadi is very good versus the Death Prophet. She cannot Spirit Siphon herself alive versus the anti-healing of the Skadi.
Nigot jumps in here once again looking for Little Boy, and uphill miss, not gonna be there, and Little Boy jumps up there and gets the kill. And they get another tier 2 tower. I can't believe that the net worth is still in favor of 5RATFORCESTAFF, despite all these towers going down on the side of 5ManMidas.
Ironically enough, I think a lot of that money is just on B-God right now. He's pretty fat. Look at this. Small repeat here. Medusa has still no damage at this point in the game. You really need an actual damage item on top of what she has right now. Only a Crystallis is
There we
not
have the
really
jump
enough.
in with the blink. Catching out quite a few there, but the only thing they get immediately is that Rubik. And the Medusa being controlled by that Treant Protector for so long, the 2 cores are already down before she's even allowed to hit onto any core.
Yep, she was locked out of that arena as well.
Oh, there's gonna be, they found Weaver as well as the Tidehunter looking to go onto Ekken. He's silenced up and he is dead. And now even invading the triangle here, 5ManMidas. They smell blood and they want something more. Tingle King hiding, he is very tanky. There's gonna be a buyback from the Weaver. They wanna
Found a Mars?
They found the Mars here already up top, and Tingle King does have Ravage up in 10 seconds, just walks past RRL. And Ekken has arrived now as well. Jump forward by Nico, jump by Tingle King. That's gonna be the overgrowth. Lies has arrived, BKB, but the Stone Gaze from Italiano Gangstar keeps the TA in place. She cannot do anything. It's gonna be forced to try to fight back now, but already 3 heroes are dead. And 5RATFORCESTAFF, finally they break it open. They get the cores, looking for Bolo. He's under a tower, but he is still gonna be walked down by this Weaver, by this Tidehunter. And Ekken finds the kill.
Full 5-man wipe, opening with a kill over on the Mars, completely over on the flank. There's certainly time for 5ManMidas to vacate the premises. I think they're hoping that they can get a kill on the retreat, or that they can equal it up somehow, so that they don't have to give up that advantageous positioning that they had. And instead it becomes their doom as they get chased down.
Yeah. And also, the Medusa showing up with that Stone Gaze right as the TA used her BKB. We see here, like most of her BKB charge is just being wasted, being stunned. And then 2 cores are already dead and she's pretty much left alone to fight for herself. The only good part here for 5ManMidas, Roche has a relatively long respawn.
A small.
Oh, looking for the tree end though, but a little bit deep. B-God not in range. Does find now the ultimate, and B-God is in range. How dare I say he's not in range?
Thank you for correcting yourself there. We have learned about this man now.
He's 12-2. He's gotten so many kills.
Absolute sky, Chad.
Yeah. Now.
The Medusa just bought a BKB. This makes it extra hard for 5ManMidas to control the team fights. They've really relied on the Mars to keep the Medusa out of range, especially in that last fight that they won. But now she can just pop that BKB and walk right on through. She does not have to care one bit.
Yeah, it's really gonna be now a lot harder for the Treant Protector. He needs to wait for the BKB to get pop and then still be in range to use that overgrowth onto her so that she cannot really fight during that BKB. Now, Roche has respawned, and with the DD on this Medusa, that is going to be a Roche for 5RATFORCESTAFF plus Shard given to the Medusa. Uh-oh. And they already found the first target here, looking to go onto RRL. Jump forward by Nico, trying to counter-initiate the arena. Oh no, the lift on the wrong side, and now the Ravage to come out here. RRL is dead. Little boy is trying to TP out, and it's gonna be successful at that, so they only lose the death prop.
What sort of prize is
Remarkable. But yeah, there was no way they were going to fight there. Lies was all the way over on the bottom lane, shoving that onto the tower. Death Prophet, her game started off so well. She is now complete food to this Medusa. Normally as a Death Prophet you just put your ultimate on and look away from her. But between the Skadi and just the sheer amount of damage coming in, she does not get to live.
Ray has been caught, Ray has been found, Ray has been killed. Little poem there. And tier 2 tower now down, and now suddenly it's a 12,000 net worth lead. 5RATFORCESTAFF. They cannot go high ground yet, they don't have Ravage, but they still have Aegis for another 3.5 minutes.
They could have a Ravage if they'd want to. Tingle King as a refresher.
Oh yeah.
Top tower is under attack.
He's very farmed, he's more farmed
And
than
they found
the
Lies on the
Storm
top
Spirit.
lane. Oh, no they didn't. Steps away with the Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, we haven't taken a quick look at Lies for a little bit. The Aghanim Scepter now looking for the Daedalus, but now Lies has been caught here by Italiano Gangstar, and he got forced to BKB TP. But the smoke is still gonna be there from 5ManMidas. They know that 2 heroes TP'd top to try to catch out Lies, and now maybe they could go onto the Medusa. Medusa is a hard kill.
Oh, she's terrifying right now.
Yeah, uh-oh. They might still try. That's gonna be the arena. The lift is gonna miss the spear here, and now the BKB from the Medusa is gonna fight back here onto the Death Prop. They have the Rod of Atos, and RRL, as you mentioned, is just food. And now looking for
Lies.
more. They've found Lies here, trying to TP out. With the Aghanim Scepter, and manages to do that.
Psionic projection away. She also still has one trap left on the bottom lane, but yeah, this adaptation, this item can either be an extension of your power onto the battlefield, right? It can be anywhere at any time, or it can be a desperate split pushing kind of item, like alright, at least I'm always going to be on a side lane where they aren't, and they can't TP around as fast as I can, which is what it is right now. And even then, this Weaver just has put a target on Light's back.
Dire's middle
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
I see a TA, I want to get on her. A second, and right now, what's the play here for 5ManMidas? What do they need to find? Do they just want to like split push right now so that the Aegis goes away, or what is their goal for the next 2 or 3 minutes?
Yep, ideally you wait this Aegis out. And I'm kind of struggling to find the rest. The rest of it is mostly getting the TA to actually output her damage.
Dire's top
Right
tower
now,
is under
RRL
attack.
and Little Boy both died too fast to allow the TA to kill anybody else in the meantime.
Yeah. Now 5RATFORCESTAFF looking to pressure this tier 2 up top, but Dire, they're smoked up. They're looking
Dire's
to
top
make a
tower
little bit
has
of a
fallen.
surprise ambush. They still have a sentry of this high ground, as we have a little pause. So tower is already dead, but a little bit of a wrap around here for Dire. And there is no Skywrath mage. They have an outpost, so he could be there in 6 seconds. Is that going to be the engagement 5ManMidas wants to take out the backline?
Yep. Especially if you could in some way find the Storm Spirit. That would be absolutely ideal. In this case, it's probably going to be Ekin tanking the gank, and otherwise you'd be here to kill the Skywrath mage. The fact that he's late might actually be a blessing in disguise here. This man has been an absolute thorn in 5ManMidas' side.
We'll see here. This wraparound is going to continue. Actually gonna blink back now. They decided better of it. The lift from the Rubik and saves the TA. But they are now onto the high ground. The Medusa standing up front doesn't even have the Aegis, but she is so tanky. Daedalus finished. Just gonna hit onto that tower. Living armor gonna be there to make a little bit of healing. But oh, this time Heaven's Halberd on the Mars to jump in here by Tingle King immediately with the follow-up from the Storm Spirit. That's 3 heroes dead. TA gonna be forced to buy back. Overgrowth is just gonna prolong this fight for a little bit. An Arena comes out, but Lies, you need to be able to do the damage. They get the first kill onto the Weaver, but Lies, he is now in the midst of it all. The projects on away and will be able to survive. Little Boy not gonna be so lucky though. And yeah, that was just blink in from Tingle King. Beautiful Ravage. And 3 heroes, 3 heroes immediately died. The TA forced to buy back. Mars now has his own buyback. But is that going to be enough?
He does not have an arena.
Yeah.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
He also doesn't have BKB, which is really necessary for him to survive. B-God is just like, I want to kill Mars again. That's fun.
14, 2, and 12.
Dire's middle barracks.
What a Skywrath game.
Yeah. So we have now the buyback from the Mars. They're trying to go onto the Medusa. The Sphere connects. Still has a BKB and they just turn it around onto the TA. TA dead for 2 minutes. Now RRL is back into the fray. But GGs are already called here. They know they don't have the damage to kill off anybody anymore. RRL trying to do his best, but GG's already called. And 5RATFORCESTAFF